Hey, have you ever looked up at the night sky and noticed that, well, you always see the same face of the moon? The same craters, the same dark patches. It never, ever turns to show us what's on the other side. So today, we're going to unravel this amazing cosmic secret that's been hiding right in front of us for all of human history.
So, yeah, this is the big question, right? Is the moon just shy, or is it hiding something from us? Well, the real answer, of course, is a lot more cosmic than that, and it has everything to do with one of the most powerful forces in the entire universe.
And there it is. The scientific name for this whole phenomenon is tidal locking. Now, I know that sounds kind of complex, but the idea behind it is actually incredibly simple and honestly pretty elegant. Let's break it down.
Okay, so here's the answer in one single sentence. The moon is spinning. But, and this is the key, its spin is perfectly, and I mean perfectly, synchronized with its trip around our planet. It does one full rotation on its axis in the exact same amount of time it takes to do one full orbit around the Earth.
And yep, that perfect synchronization has a name. We call it tidal locking. You can think of it like a perfectly choreographed cosmic dance, where the time it takes to spin and the time it takes to orbit match step for step, one for one.
And here are the magic numbers that make it all happen. The moon's spin and its orbit both take about 27 days. And let me be clear, this is absolutely not a coincidence. It's the end result of billions of years of gravity doing its thing, locking that one face of the moon towards us, pretty much forever.
So, you're probably wondering, how in the world did it get this way? Because it wasn't always like this. The story of how our moon got tidally locked is this incredible tale of gravity, a whole lot of time, and some serious cosmic braking.
So I want you to picture this. We're rewinding the clock billions of years. The early moon was this wild, chaotic place. It was hot, it was molten, and it was spinning like crazy. A day on the moon might have only been a few hours long.
Now this is where it gets really cool. Earth's gravity stepped in. See, the moon isn't a perfect circle. It bulges out just a little bit, kind of like an egg. And Earth's massive gravity grabbed onto that bulge and just started to pull on it, acting exactly like a set of invisible brakes.
So here's the play-by-play of how it all went down. You start with that young, super fast spinning moon. Then, Earth's gravity relentlessly tugs on the side of the moon closest to us. This constant, gentle pull created a sort of friction that just slowed the moon's spin down bit by bit over hundreds of millions of years. And eventually, the spin slowed down just enough to perfectly match its orbital speed, and at that very moment, bam, it locked into place.
So if we only ever see one side, what's on the other one? For almost all of human history, the far side of the moon was a complete and total mystery. Let's dig into what we've learned about this hidden half.
Okay, so you'd assume that if one side is always facing us, we must see exactly half of the moon's surface, right? A perfect 50%. I mean, that makes sense. But the universe, as it turns out, has another little surprise for us. The answer is actually 59%. Over time, we get to see a little bit more than half of the entire lunar surface. So how on Earth is that possible?
The secret is this really cool phenomenon called libration. Basically, because the moon's orbit isn't a perfect circle, its speed changes a little. And that causes this tiny wobble from our point of view, which lets us peek just around the edges of the moon as it goes through its cycle.
And just think about this timeline for a second. For billions of years, that far side was completely hidden from every human who ever lived. It wasn't until 1959 that we got our very first peek, thanks to the Soviet Luna 3 probe. I mean, that's incredibly recent. That was practically yesterday in the grand scheme of things.
And when we finally saw it, we were absolutely stunned. The far side looks completely different from what we're used to. The near side has all those big, dark, smooth plains we call seas. But the far side, it has almost none. Instead, it's just this rugged, mountainous, crater-pummeled landscape. It's almost like two different worlds were just glued together. One of the leading theories is that Earth acted as a giant shield, protecting the near side from asteroids, while the far side took all the hits.
And this powerful gravitational dance isn't some exclusive performance just for the Earth and Moon. Oh no. Tidal locking is incredibly common. In fact, if you look around our own solar system, you see it everywhere. Most of the major moons orbiting Jupiter and Saturn are tidally locked. Even way out there, Pluto and its moon Charon are locked to each other. It's just a universal rule of gravity at work.
Now here's the thing. This whole story isn't just about the moon.
That gravitational dance is a two-way street, and the exact same forces that lock the moon in place are having a slow but definitely measurable effect on our own planet.
That's right. Just as Earth's gravity put the brakes on the moon's gravity is pulling on Earth, mostly on our oceans, and it's acting like a brake on our planet's spin. Our planet's rotation is gradually, very gradually, slowing down.
So by how much? Well, our days are getting longer by about 2 milliseconds every 100 years. I know it's a tiny amount, but over geologic time, it really adds up. Think about it. The dinosaurs actually experienced shorter days than we do.
And this really brings us to the biggest takeaway here. The moon that we see in our sky is this constant, beautiful reminder of the raw power of gravity. It's a force that can reach across hundreds of thousands of miles of empty space to literally tame a celestial body, to slow it down, and to lock it in this permanent, unchanging gaze.
So the next time you look up at that familiar face in the night sky, remember the incredible cosmic story that put it there, and it kind of leaves you with this final thought. If gravity has the power to do all of this, what other subtle, powerful changes is it quietly orchestrating across the cosmos right now? Thanks for digging into this with us.